I swear so soon as age will permit, I will use fire and steel to arrest the destiny of Rome.
Welcome back to the Alternate History channel, where we delve into the tantalizing what-ifs of history. If you're new here, we invite you to join our growing community of history enthusiasts by hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell, so you never miss our trips through the intriguing twists and turns of alternate history. Today, we're turning our time machine back to the Punic Wars, a time of fierce conflict between two ancient superpowers, Rome and Carthage. You've heard the story of Hannibal, the Carthaginian military genius, known for his audacious crossing of the Alps and his stunning victories in Italy. But one question has always lingered. What if Hannibal had gone a step further? What if he had conquered Rome? Fasten your seatbelts, because we're about to embark on a journey into a world where Rome fell to the might of Carthage and the genius of Hannibal. So, without further ado, let's step into this alternate timeline. Carthage, the ancient maritime empire located in modern-day Tunisia, had always been a potent rival of Rome. Founded by the Phoenicians, Carthage blossomed into an influential trade hub, controlling trade routes across the Mediterranean. However, their expansion into Sicily sparked tensions with Rome, leading to the First Punic War, which Rome won, establishing itself as the dominant power in the Mediterranean. The most notable figure from this time, and perhaps in Carthaginian history, was Hannibal Barca. He rose to prominence during the Second Punic War, showcasing his tactical brilliance with his audacious crossing of the Alps to attack Rome. Hannibal's most decisive victory, the Battle of Cannae, saw the Roman legions decimated, bringing Rome to the brink of defeat. Despite these successes, Hannibal did not lay siege to Rome. Several reasons have been speculated for this decision. 1. Some historians argue that Hannibal lacked the necessary siege equipment and manpower to take Rome, which was a fortified city. 2. Others suggest Hannibal's strategy was to break Rome's alliances and let the city's political structure collapse from within. However, for this alternate history, we're envisioning a scenario where Hannibal decides to gamble on a direct assault on Rome, changing the course of history. Strengthened by his victory and driven by a sense of urgency, he gathers the necessary resources and decides to march on Rome. Maybe he persuaded his Carthaginian allies in the south of Italy, or even some of Rome's estranged Italian allies, to join him. Let's venture down this alternate path of history and explore what might have happened if Hannibal conquered Rome. Hannibal, recognized for his exceptional strategic aptitude, meticulously orchestrates the siege of Rome. He understands that Rome's defenses are robust and a traditional siege might prove disastrous. So, he conceives a three-pronged approach. First, he leverages his victory at Cannae to attract more allies. A substantial portion of Rome's Italian allies, already disillusioned by Rome's consistent failures against Hannibal and the significant losses at Cannae, become ripe for negotiation. Among them are the powerful Samnites, who have long sought to break free from Roman control, and the Brutii, nestled in the south, resentful of Rome's expansion. Hannibal capitalizes on this discontent, expertly using a mix of diplomacy, intimidation, and promises of autonomy and influence. Consequently, key factions, including the Samnites and Brutii, lend their military forces and resources to Hannibal, bolstering his ranks and capabilities. Secondly, Hannibal uses psychological warfare. He continues his strategy of ravaging Rome's outlying territories, leading to disruptions in Rome's supply chains and spreading its resources thin. The Carthaginian navy, buoyed by victories on land, also establishes a naval blockade, severely hampering Rome's access to vital sea trade routes. The final part of Hannibal's strategy involves laying siege to the city itself. Now, with a substantial force and newly acquired siege equipment from his Italian allies, Hannibal commences the long siege. Rome, cut off and surrounded, begins to succumb to food shortages and internal dissension. As the siege drags on for months, the beleaguered city is finally compelled to surrender. In our alternate scenario, Hannibal's victory brings about significant changes in the power dynamics within the Italian peninsula. Rome's subjected allies seize the chance to reclaim their independence, while others choose to align with the victorious Carthage for security and potential benefits. Rome itself, the once indomitable power, is reduced to a client state under Carthaginian influence. With Rome now under Carthaginian influence, Hannibal sets about restructuring its governance. Instead of decimating the city, he chooses to take a pragmatic approach. Rome is allowed to retain some degree of autonomy, but key positions of power are overseen by Carthaginian officials or loyal Roman allies. The Senate is allowed to exist, albeit with limited powers and under the watchful eyes of Carthage. Roman legions are largely disbanded, and Rome's martial culture is gradually replaced by Carthaginian administration and commerce. Meanwhile, Carthage blossoms in this alternate scenario. With its biggest rival pacified, it experiences a golden age of prosperity and expansion. The fertile fields of Italy become the breadbasket of Carthage, bolstering its economy. Moreover, Rome's capitulation encourages other potential rivals around the Mediterranean to either ally with Carthage or keep their peace. In a way, Carthage does become an empire, but not necessarily through direct conquest. It's a realm held together by intricate alliances, trade agreements, and vassal states, with Carthage being the dominant power. It establishes a network of bustling trade routes and naval bases across the Mediterranean, ensuring its military and economic supremacy. However, the absence of a unifying threat like Rome also exposes fractures within Carthage's society and politics. Factions vie for power within the city, and it experiences bouts of political instability. These internal conflicts, combined with the pressure of managing an extensive network of colonies and allies, periodically put Carthage's dominance to the test. Hannibal, in the meantime, uses his victories and leadership to consolidate power. His strategy of moderation with Rome and the expansion of Carthage's influence earns him great respect and a significant following. He is seen not just as a conqueror, but also as a state builder. But as with any historical figure wielding significant influence, his actions and decisions also attract critics and enemies, both within and outside of Carthage. Thus, in this alternate reality, Carthage emerges as the leading power in the Mediterranean, setting the course for a new chapter in the ancient world. It's clear that a world in which Hannibal conquered Rome would have been a world fundamentally different from the one we know today. Carthage, not Rome, would have held the reins of power over the Mediterranean. The culture, language, and trade networks would have been profoundly influenced by the Carthaginians and their allies. Yet the conquest of Rome wouldn't have ensured unending prosperity for Carthage. With power comes the challenge of maintaining it, and Carthage's dominance would have been put to the test by internal politics and external pressures. The legendary Hannibal, despite his military genius and leadership, would have faced his own share of challenges in this new world order. However, one thing is certain: the tales of this alternate history, with Hannibal as its chief architect, would have been no less fascinating than the stories of our own timeline. It's a glimpse into a past that could have been, a testament to the immense sway that singular events and individuals can have on the course of history. As always, this is the Alternate History channel, where we explore the what-ifs of history. If you've enjoyed this journey into the past, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you won't miss our next expedition into the fascinating world of alternate history. Until next time.